Hello.
Hi, how's it going?
Hey. I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much for taking the time to do this interview.
Thank you for having me here.
Oh, awesome. I'm very glad to be able to do it and talk about some amazing music here with Phantom Elite coming out in the new album Titanium coming out next Friday. I'm really enjoying what you're doing with this band. I mean, there's something about it that is just so catchy, so heavy, and so many things that I love and what I've wanted to hear in one band. And between this and the debut album, it really feels like you guys have really been able to pull that off. And with myself being able to
Cool.
discover you from Exit Eden and now being able to see what you can do with both albums from Phantom Elite, I mean, I really love this style and where the band's going with its natural progression.
Oh, thank you so much. That's great to hear. That's also what we like about it.
Yeah, and it totally sounds like that kind of album where you really are enjoying the music as well too. I mean, uh, from the power of what you can do, and then the rest of the guys being able to play and. Of course, write the music together and the production and everything. I mean, it really sounds like you are enjoying the music, no matter how heavy it gets. I mean, that fun energy is still going on.
Yeah, and the three of us, we really do love heavy music. And so we always try to find a common ground. That was the biggest, let's say, problem in the beginning when we started writing Titanium. We didn't really know how to fit melodic vocals with this very modern, heavy, genty sound sometimes. And it took us a little while, but then we actually got the hang of it. And we were like, damn, yes, that's what we want. Let's keep doing this.
And that's what I love about it too. I mean, when you take something that does have like that 7/8 string down tune sound, and you're able to get that gent elements or like a Gorgira type sound, and you're able to layer your type of vocals on top of it. It's such a great combination that you don't normally expect, but when you hear it, it's just so good.
Oh, thank you that you find it good. We were a little bit concerned in the beginning. We were like, are people going to understand this? And actually, yeah, but yeah, it's very cool that we're being able to speak a little bit to, let's say, both worlds. A little bit the heavier type guys and more like the female fronted symphonic audience. They're also digging our stuff. So it's pretty great. We're very, very happy with the reaction so far.
Oh, absolutely. And that's a great way to describe it too, getting like the best of both worlds, because you can have those really crushing riffs, but those choruses are just so catchy. And a lot of that has to do with your vocals and how you're approaching the choruses as well too, because it does have that great appeal that would bring in people from more the symphonic side and those on the very heavy side, like being able to give that a chance and recognize that you don't always just need like screaming or anything on top of it, that clean vocals can sound so perfect over something like that.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Oh, not a problem. So, with that in mind, I mean, obviously, with the turbulent times that we're living in right now, and not being able to do any live shows or
Yeah.
anything like that, I mean, what's it like releasing an album like Titanium right now?
Oh my God. If we knew it was going to be like this, maybe we wouldn't have done it. But I mean, of course, we had all the plans for, the release of Titanium. We were going to go to Wacken and hold a press conference and, all those fun things that ended up not happening. And of course, touring was a big part of it and also not happening. But on the other hand, it's also really cool to focus our budget and our strength into the online promotion of things. So yeah, so far we've been able to deliver 3 music videos. I mean, 1 music video, 2 lyric videos, and we're going to be doing another one that's coming with the release of the album, and that's going to be a big production thing. It's a pretty cool video, so we're focusing on that for now. It's obviously not the same thing, and still like merchandise sales are not not nearly as good as they would be on tour. But yeah, it is what it is, and I think people are more online anyway, so our Spotify stats are going up, and that is a positive point.
Oh, very much so. And I'm glad to see that, with the times that we're living in 2021, and obviously in 2020 when so much of this was being worked on, that you could actually still work on the album, that you still were able to make videos. I mean, whether it's the lyric videos, full-on music videos, the one that's going to be coming up with the release of the album, or being able to see your first take with Diamonds in Dark. I mean, I really love being able to see the recording stance in that, and just like seeing the passion that you're having behind the song.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, I mean, the Diamonds in Dark, we had to postpone the recordings also many times because of the situations, and we recorded in an open space, as you guys can see. Yeah, and we were really lucky to have found a little break in summer where things were a little bit loose when it comes to Corona rules everywhere. Yeah, so we were able to pull that one off. And yeah, we finished recording most of the album before the pandemic actually started. So what happened is that I had to finish some vocals for the album in my house before my studio was actually finished. So I sang some of the tracks with a blanket over my head on this microphone, and that's literally what I did. Yeah, so we managed somehow.
I love that. I mean, the fact that, you know, it's like sometimes it is as easy as putting a blanket over your head, even though it just sounds so silly to do that. I mean, that can get a great vocal performance out of that with blocking so much of the sound. And, you know, like on the video.
That was all I could do.
But then you see something like Diamonds in Dark, and you're able to have that full guard on there, and you know everything that's going on there. I mean, the fact that you were able to show off all those different sides, and you weren't discouraged from being able to work on the album, and you were able to persevere like that, I think that really shows a lot to the power of the band and making sure that everything could go the way that you wanted it to.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this was also unintentional, but it just strengthens the title of the album and the main theme of the album even more, which is, you know, titanium. And it's all about strength and resilience and exactly that. Well, that passion for things, you know, and just making it happen. That's what it's all about.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, that's why in the beginning of us talking, I mean, that's why I did bring up like the Gojira thing, because, you know, like the music is so heavy and it has that down-tuned sound to it, but it is also very positive. It's very resilient, and you're able to get a great message out of it. Rather, I mean, obviously there's some great albums that are out there that are just about like having a good time with music, but when you're able to have like a really cool message about like being able to persevere, have that resilience, and just being able to, you know, just especially in the world that we're living in right now in 2021, I think we need an album like this with that kind of positive look on things.
Yeah, absolutely. And although the lyrics are sometimes not that positive, they do have a positive outcome to it. I mean, yeah, sometimes like my bandmates were reading the lyrics sometimes and they were like, "Are you okay? This is not okay. These lyrics are very dark." I was like, yeah, I know. I know. But I love that you're mentioning Gojira that much, because it's a band that we all love very much, and no one ever really compares us to Gojira in any way, and we're always a little bit frustrated about that. I mean, the comparison is not obvious, I know, but every time people are like, "Oh yeah, this is very much like Epica or something," and then we're like, "We don't really listen to Epica, but thank you, it's a good band."
You know, that's funny, because like Gojira was the first band that came to my mind when I heard the first single. Like when I heard like when I saw the first single, and it was like, wow, I'm hearing a lot of Gojira type riffs going on, and then being able to hear your vocals on top of that. I mean, it's cool to be able to have like that heavy sound to it, and then being able to add the symphonics on top of it, your vocal style on top of it. I mean, it's taking something that's out there, but you're innovating it and really making it your own.
Cool. Oh, that's really amazing to hear. I'm gonna message the guys right after this interview. They're gonna be happy.
Well, I'm glad to be able to do that.
Yes.
So with that in mind, I mean, obviously, you know, like you mentioned yourself that you do have some darker lyrics on the album. I also find that to be a very positive thing too, because it's showing like a whole display of emotions and how you can get through things. I mean, whether you are able to have more of that resilience that's going on, or you're just able to go through these dark times and being able to get through it too. And, you know, it's great to be able to see all of that throughout the album too, like these different ranges of emotions that people do go through.
Yeah, absolutely something that I had in mind when I was writing, and yeah, I tried to make the lyrics and, let's say, the whole theme of the album as personal as I could at the moment, because it's not really easy as an artist to be very authentic in your lyrics and really transparent. It's very easy to write a song about a positive message, which is something that we see a lot, especially on social media today. It's like, smile every day and be thankful and keep fighting. But it's like most people just feel like shit a lot of the times, and I do too. And it's very hard to open up, but I strive for that also as an artist on social media and everything. I never want to be the person who's coming from a top position and saying, oh, look how I'm perfect, you can be like me. I absolutely despise that. And yeah, so I'm glad that people are, the few people that heard Titanium so far are identifying with the message and the lyrics and the emotions, even the dark ones. Because, yeah, for you to overcome something, it has to be a bad thing, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't want to overcome it. And that makes you stronger in the end. So.
Oh, absolutely. And that's why I always find in music, like, even if it's a very depressing, very dark music, I find so much cathartic feelings that go along with that. Because just like you mentioned, like, so much of us are feeling like shit all the time. And I know I have as well. I mean, from both clinical depression to what's going on in the state of the world right now, and living over here in America. There's so many reasons to not feel happy and have that, that fake enthusiasm for life. Like, oh, we're all gonna get through this together. It's just like there's a lot of bad times that's going on right now, and sometimes you just want music to be able to adapt to that. And I mean, when you are able to put on some darker songs, especially on Titanium, when you put on some of the darker songs, it can match the feeling that you have, and it's like, wow, they get it too.
Yeah, absolutely. And it also, it just shows that everybody is the same in the end, which is something that I personally, as an artist, really, really like. I don't agree with, I've heard from many other artists that you have to keep the mystery and the magic, and you have to keep a certain distance. And that works, actually. I've seen many people doing that. And that works. People are kind of drawn to it like moths. But it's just not my approach. And also, I mean, I talk about me because I'm the one writing the lyrics and the themes, and Phantom Elite is also my initiative, but of course the boys in the band are also matching the same vibe. We're definitely thinking alike in that sense. Yeah.
Oh, and it's so great when you are able to have that as well too. I mean, I know that can happen so often in music where you think things are going in the right direction, but sometimes members don't have the same feelings as you do, or they want to go a different direction that you are very much against being able to do that. So I know I've gone through that in bands, and I'm pretty sure every artist has dealt with that at some point. But when you're able to find the right group of musicians to be able to see what you want to do, they have the same idea, and you're able to combine all of that together, and obviously making some amazing music like Phantom Elite has done so far, I can only imagine the rewarding feeling that is.
Yeah, that's really amazing. It's not sometimes the easiest, because, for example, with Phantom Elite we have many diverging points going on, and they, like I said in the beginning, mostly they were a problem because, I mean, our guitarist Max is writing most of the instrumentals, and so he came with the super heavy song, and then I did something, my vocals on top, and then he would first listen to it and like, something like that, and I'm like, what? And I would complain that the song wasn't catchy enough, and those things. But in the end, we can also combine our strengths. His strength is in making that, amazing riffs and heaviness and, the absolutely beautiful instrumental things that you hear in the tracks. And I can put, all my hooks on top, and that's working. So it's, in the end, we're on the same vibe.
Oh yeah, and again, when you look at the final product, and just like, even if it is a struggle at first and you're not able to see exactly how the band is going to go, if you do have that feeling that it can go in the right direction if you do have some sort of musical chemistry with the people that you are working with and you go forward with it. It can just lead to something that you might not expect right away, but it comes off in such a great way. And that's really how it feels with Titanium as well. I mean, like I've mentioned a few times, like being able to adapt to so many different kinds of situations and genres together that some people wouldn't normally expect. But when you do actually put it together and you're able to have the songwriting, the production, everything that goes into an album like this, you realize being able to be creative and showing off different ideas like this can totally pay off.
Yeah, absolutely. In the end, I mean, it was, like I said, not a very smooth process, also because of COVID and whatever, but in the end, that absolutely paid off. Yeah, for all of us. So that's good.
Oh, absolutely. And, obviously thinking about that as well, too, I mean, being able to finish up the rest of the album with the vocal tracks, and then being able to do, like, the lyric videos, the visuals, and, the lyric videos, the full-on music videos. I mean, the fact that you're still able to work on those, I just think is so important, and be able to have that fan reaction too, especially in a world like 2021 where you can look up the videos at any point you want to and being able to enjoy them, and being able to have a full-scale one coming out right when the album does. I think that's just a great way to be able to bring everything together and show off that the album's coming off, and you're able to show off the visual side, the artistic side of the band as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, yeah, it's not been super smooth nor easy in 2020 to do all that, but yeah, we kept going. We even risked having some fines and doing some illegal things at moments, but that's a secret. I mean, like the last video we had to record, right? And like and we were lucky that we were able to pull that off right before this lockdown intensified, and at least over here, yeah, but we just had to, we had to do what needed to be done. But yeah, everybody has been careful, and we've been wearing masks and keeping our distances. And well, especially because I already caught Corona, and Yuri, the drummer, did too. So that's not a joke. I mean, we were really sick, but we're doing good now.
Oh, I'm glad to hear both of you were able to recover from something like that. It absolutely is no joke, and just like how the world responds to it. I mean, especially over here in America, another reason to be so depressed and what's going on over here.
It's ridiculous. It just became a political weapon for some reason, and it's like, I mean, this is just, it's science. it's the virus. It kills you. It can, and so let's just be careful. What the fuck?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. And thinking about that again, just like sometimes getting into a bit more the dangerous side, more of the potential illegal side too. I mean, when you have a little bit of danger that's associated with the album, I think that can be a good thing. And like some funny stories to look back on in years to come, and just like remember those times, like what you had to do to be able to record the album, make videos, etc.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be fun. But I mean, just making sure that we weren't irresponsible, right? When I did, like, we were tested, and the other guys of the band were tested. We're like, okay, let's meet and make this happen, otherwise it's not going to happen. So we knew we were kind of in a safe environment, and we were still taking all precautions to make the video happen.
Oh yeah, that's important, and I'm glad to see there wasn't like carelessness going on. I mean, you were making sure that everything was going the right way, and when you do that, and you really can make sure that everyone's going to be okay. I'm glad that it did turn out that way, and I'm excited to see what's going to be coming of that too. I mean, when you are able to come together and work on this, I mean, I think it's going to be really cool to be able to see that final product come out.
Oh, it's gonna be so amazing. It blew our minds off. The director that we worked with, his name is Mirko Witzki. He is a German director. He did, for example, the last Beyond the Black video for Human. I'm not sure you know that one.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So, for example, that one, and he always works with Enemy Inside, and the guys from Enemy Inside are friends, and anyway, so we approached him, and he helped us out with the video, and it's just, we were like, whoa, this is going to be amazing. We still haven't seen the final product, but we're sure that it's going to be really, really a cool video, yeah.
Oh, that just sounds incredible. And again, I
Very
can't wait to be able to
artistic.
check that out.
Yes. Yeah, we said it ended up turning into a horror movie in the end. We were like, oh my God, this is like literally the happiest song in the album, and we just made a horror movie. But that's crazy, and that's funny and cool. So.
Oh yeah, and you can see that happen in horror movies too, like when they take a licensed song that you would never associate with a horror movie, and they throw it in there. I mean, it makes the scene so much more memorable.
Yes, that's what we thought. We were like, okay, so let's bet on contrast. Let's see what happens here.
Oh, I love it, and again, I can't wait to be able to check that out, and you know, just thinking about everything that's been going on in your guys' world, being able to continue working on the album, being able to work on the videos, and seeing that payoff next Friday when Titanium is finally released. I mean, I can't wait to hear the fans' reactions to be able to check this out, because I love what's going on here. Being brand new to the band, I mean, I love the combination of what you guys can do, and especially with being able to check out Wasteland and now being able to go into Titaniums, just seeing the progression of the band, where you are now, and it's got me excited to see where you guys are going to go musically. I mean, if you guys are doing such quality music here, I just know that the band's just going to continue on stronger and stronger if it keeps going on this way.
Oh, thank you so much. Your feedback is really, really amazing. I love it. Yeah, and we're already working on the next album, by the way. So.
Oh, that is so great to hear. And yeah. I mean, again, with these times, you know, it's like there's so many people not sure what to do, and they get depressed, and they don't have any things to work on. But the fact that all of you were able to not only work on Titanium, but you're also working on the next album already. I mean, I'm glad to see that there is production and productivity that's going on in these dark times.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think I complain a lot about me having too much to do, and I'm like, I'm never bored. How can people complain that they're bored? But looking on the other hand, it's like I'm very grateful that I actually have all these projects and passions going on in my life, so I can actually use the time for that as well. I mean, of course, I still need to pay my bills, which is another thing. But yeah, in terms of being, you know, productive, that's going very well.
Oh, you know, I think that's a great way to be able to end this interview too. You know, just like seeing that positivity and knowing that you're able to continue on working, being happy when it comes to the musical side, and just being able to show off what you can do in these dark times. And a great way to be able to do that is next Friday with Titanium. I mean, even though it's early in the year, you know, just like we're in mid-January, the more I listen to the album, the more I feel it is going to be one of my favorite albums of the year, because I'm able to digest everything that's going on, and it combines so many things that I do love in music that I can't wait to be able to show this off. I can't wait to be able to play the music on my radio show, and just being able to promote Phantom Elite going forward, because I'm a new fan and I love what's going on.
Oh, thank you so much. That's really, really cool. Yes. So I hope we get many more reactions like that, and we're going to be a happy bunch.
Absolutely. And hopefully at some point going forward, be it near the end of this year or 2022, getting back into the live show situation and being able to hear these songs in a live setting. I mean, as great as it is on record, I know it's going to sound so good in that live setting.
Yeah, we already rehearsed many of the songs, and we're making it work. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, and we're working on a tour already for the end of 2021, beginning 2022. So let's see if that works.
Oh, I truly hope so. I mean, this is the kind of music that deserves to be heard in that live setting, and you know, for especially musicians' lives to be able to get back to normal and being able to play those live shows. And you know, just to wrap things up again, thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview, being able to promote Titanium again, coming out next Friday. And just Phantom Elite, I think that you guys have put out one of the best albums of 2021, and I can't thank you enough for taking the time to do the interview.
Thank you so much.